we want to make sure that we're helping integrate crypto into all aspects of the financial system so we can update the financial system. Well, I think Congress ultimately is the one that's going to create the laws in the United States, right? And so we could probably use new legislation, new laws around how stablecoins should be regulated. We're prepared to defend that in court if we need to, but we're never looking for a fight. We want to work collaboratively with regulators all over the world, but we have to follow rule of law, and in this case, I think we're well within the law. This is America. We need to be a technology hub. We need to be a financial hub, and the future of this industry needs to be built right here in America. Well, we're definitely excited about DeFi at Coinbase, and we want to make sure we help build the future of this technology here in America. Actually, a lot of traditional financial services firms are integrating this technology. I mean, everybody from JP Morgan, Visa and MasterCard, Franklin Templeton, they have projects and teams internally working on how to integrate crypto into their services. And I think the reason for that is that 80% of Americans are not happy with the current financial system as it is today. They think it's too slow, the fees are too high, it doesn't serve everybody equally, and a lot of the technology was built 40 years ago, the laws were 100 years ago, and so people are really excited about how crypto as a technology can help improve and update the financial system, and that's why we're here at Coinbase. We want to make sure that we enable that as well. My number one priority this year is the policy environment, so we need to make sure that that gets to a good place in the US. The rest of the world has actually embraced crypto. We've seen all the major financial hubs, Singapore and Hong Kong and London, and the EU just passed comprehensive crypto legislation. So really what I believe should happen in the United States is that we need a clear rule book so that this industry can be built here. We don't want it to be like 5G or semiconductors that went offshore. It's actually a matter of national security. We get the future of the financial system built here inside the United States. And so I've been spending more time in DC, here in New York, but in DC in particular, we're trying to meet with the relevant folks that could help draft legislation so Congress can come in and pass comprehensive legislation. Crypto is many different things, right? There are crypto securities, which we believe there should be a robust market for that in the US. In fact, we acquired a broker-dealer license. It's still dormant right now, but we'd like to work with the SEC to activate that and create a healthy market structure to trade crypto securities. Now, of the 1,000 assets we've looked at Coinbase, 800 of them we've rejected. We don't think we have, maybe they're securities. 200 or so of them we have listed on our platform. We believe those are commodities. And so we're going to continue to build that piece of our business. We're regulated by the CFTC, for instance, and make sure we grow that piece as well. But crypto is many things. It's commodities, it's securities, it's stable coins, it's artwork, it's decentralized identity systems. And so it's tough for people to wrap their head around, but it's ultimately going to have many different regulators. Well, we're always talking with different firms out there and other exchanges that may want to trade crypto in various ways. And we can act as a brokerage, or exchange, a custodian. We can play different roles in different market structures. And in financial services, you often see a company that may compete on one product, they're actually collaborators on another product. And so we want to make sure that we're helping integrate crypto into all aspects of the financial system so we can update the financial system. In a way, actually, I think Coinbase has been a net beneficiary of this because there's essentially a flight to quality. Coinbase, we're a public company. We have audited financial statements. We're a qualified custodian. I mean, we're basically the choice, based here in the U.S. that hedge funds are going to want to work with. And so in Q4, I mentioned this on our earnings call, actually, that we saw an increase in the number of institutions onboarding to Coinbase. Now, a lot of them haven't deployed substantial capital to crypto yet in this market environment. They're kind of waiting and seeing, but it's great to see them onboarding, and that's kind of a coiled spring that I think could unleash a lot of potential in the next market change. Well, I think Congress ultimately is the one that's going to create the laws in the United States, right? And so we could probably use new legislation, new laws around how stablecoins should be regulated. I don't presume to tell them how to do that, but I think some of the key things are uncontroversial. I mean, we need to have one-to-one backing of assets behind these stablecoins. We need to have audited financial statements to make sure the firms issuing these are doing a good job. So these are just kind of basic good practices, and I think a stablecoin bill is one of the first things that could really help get consensus and move things forward in DC. I don't have concerns about it. There may be individual stablecoins which are better or worse. I mean, we actually recently delisted BUSD as an example, and the reason we did that was Paxos who's the issuer of BUSD, had been kind of ordered to stop minting it, so we were concerned about liquidity issues for our customers. But we're always evaluating through our internal processes different stablecoins, different assets, and updating when we see new information that comes to light. So USDC is growing quite a lot, and I think actually actually USDC is it's the best answer to a stablecoin in the United States, right? It's issued by Circle, which is a US-based company. We're in partnership with them, and we want to see that grow. It's also been a really nice source of subscription and services revenue for us, which is, in contrast to trading fees, which are quite volatile. We've seen in our Q4 earnings that our subscription and services revenue is now 47% of Coinbase's revenue, almost half. And so that's allowing us to build a more predictable business with a diversified set of revenue streams. So yeah, I'm quite bullish on USD Coin, and I feel like that's a good solution for the US. I think of USD Coin as a really important tool to help payments be more efficient globally. It's helping provide access to something like a bank account, but it could be self-custodial for many people around the world who don't have access to a stable currency. It can improve even a lot of DeFi, which you mentioned at the beginning. The trading pairs are denominated in USD Coin. So these are all good things which are an important part of the ecosystem. I mean, we recently saw there was a settlement with Kraken. That's another exchange out there, and they have what they called a staking product. It was kind of more of a yield product. But in Coinbase's case, our staking product is not a security. There's many differences. I mean, customers never turn over their assets to Coinbase, for instance. They're always in the customer's possession, and we're really just providing a service that passes through those coins to help them participate in staking, which is a decentralized protocol. So that's an important part of the crypto economy that we want to make sure that we ensure that that's out there. And we're prepared to defend that in court if we need to, but we're never looking for a fight. We want to work collaboratively with regulators all over the world, but we have to follow rule of law, and in this case, I think we're well within the law. Coinbase, we've evaluated over 1,000 different assets, and as I mentioned earlier, 800 of them we've rejected, and we do think they have some properties of being a security, so we don't trade those today. Another 200 or so of them we do trade today, and we feel that those are commodities. So, look, I think as a CEO, we want to basically just have a clear rule book, right? And if clear rules are published, we're happy to follow it. And if those rules change, we're happy to follow those. But I think, when we became a public company, we explained to the SEC in our S1 filing and in dozens of meetings that we've had with the SEC, I think we work pretty collaboratively with them. We've explained our business to them many times, including in our S1, and they approved us to become a public company. So we'll continue working with regulators all over the world about where the boundaries are on what's a commodity, what's a security, or what is something else. We're in dialogue with regulators not only here in the US at the state and federal level, but really around the world. I mean, we're in European markets and in Singapore and in Australia, et cetera, Canada, many different markets around the world. So I think subpoenas are an important part of the process. That's them asking us a question and saying, we'd like more information on this, and we're happy to do that. I have a good relationship with the SEC commissioners and staff, and I've met with the chair as well, and so we're going to continue to invest in those relationships. I would like us to find a way to bring crypto. I think this is what they want too. Our interests are aligned. We want to bring this industry within the regulatory perimeter so that we have good consumer protection, but we also preserve the innovation potential of this. And as I said earlier, 80% of Americans want the financial system to be updated, and this is the most important technology I'm aware of that can help do that. So look, I think that would be a terrible mistake for the United States. I mean, look at what's happening with AI, right? That's an important technology trend where it's becoming a matter of national security, right? That some of these things are built in the US. Or we saw it in the past with 5G or with semiconductors. And so if we have this really powerful technology, cryptocurrency, that has the potential to update the financial system and improve it in so many ways, how can we sit on the sidelines in America and say, oh, okay, well, we're going to let the EU pass comprehensive legislation, and so it'll be built there, and we're going to let the UAE and London and Singapore and Hong Kong. I mean, this is America. We need to be a technology hub. We need to be a financial hub, and the future of this industry needs to be built right here in America.